All right, we're going to show you how to install the steering on the Frontier. Now this is going to be specific to the Frontier, so if you do have a Pursuit and you've been following the videos, go ahead and switch over to the Pursuit steering video at this point. But for now, we will go ahead and show you the Frontier. So first thing you want to do before you set up anything for the steering is you're going to want to remove the side handle from the left or the port side. So it just takes a screwdriver to pull the handle off and then replace it with the provided hardware in the actual hardware pack. It's got a eye bolt, got a bushing that goes in between, and two washers, so to sandwich the bushing inside the eye bolt with the washers, and then it bolts into the same inserts that you took the handle off. So once you've removed the handle and you've gotten these two replaced where the handles were, we can go ahead and drop the steering handle toggle in at this point. Go and pull these knobs off real quick. Now, I've already previously done this, so I'm not going to walk you through exactly how to take it on and off, but I'll just go ahead and walk you through at this point now how it all gets located. So now that we've got your eye bolts installed where the cup holder handles were, we can go ahead and put the steering toggle on, and we can just kind of leave this kind of loosely taut at this point. Doesn't need to be final tightened until we get to the end, but it'll just help keep it in place for the time being. Okay, so we're just going to leave that loose for the time being. And the next parts we're going to do that are going to be in the other hardware pack in that kit are going to be the cable hooks. So these will actually be a quick release, so you'll actually be able to take the cable on and off without having to unscrew anything. So first thing you want to do, we'll go ahead and walk to the back. So first thing we want to do when you're getting this set up is just go ahead and there's a little recess right at the bottom of this rubber little sleeve here. You can just go ahead and actually just put this on right now. This will allow for a little bit easier installation, take a little bit off, making it easier to set up. So got one installed already right now, but I'm going to walk you through basically how you're going to go ahead and locate where this actually gets positioned. So we've got a little quick release for the rear steering here in the back. You've got an installed ball already on the rear transom already. So just go ahead and decompress this down, spring loaded, and just slip it on to the piece there. See if you can see that. Do that again. Kind of on and off. Pull the sleeve down. So the way how I figured out how to locate this is what we do is we'll just go ahead and rotate the prop shaft actually all the way over, and we'll make sure that this clamp is actually all the way decompressed so it slides up and down. So we want to make sure it's all the way forward, or I guess as close as to this piece as you can. So with it turned pretty much all the way over to the side, it's just naturally want to lay right down into place there. And I'll go ahead and pull this one off and kind of show you where that landed. So when I did it all the way over, this thing just lines up with it all the way decompressed right here. So once you get to this point, what I like to do is you can kind of just hold it in place and just put one screw in it at this point, just in case you have to go back, make any adjustments. This is probably going to be the most time consuming, or the one thing of the entire install that you may have to go back and do. It's not the easiest thing. So go ahead and sink one screw in there for now. Hold it in place, and if you find that getting really good solid rotation all the way around, probably say it's fairly comfortable to say that you can probably go ahead and put a second screw in, but for now we'll just leave the one in, and we'll go ahead and move to the other clamp and kind of show you how to get it more dialed in before you do the final screws. So how we choose to determine where to locate this one kind of corresponds with the rear. So what you want to do is make sure that the rear prop is dead centers. Centers you can have. If you got to have a second pair of hands to kind of help you and kind of show you over here, just have somebody hold it so it's dead straight. So when you're working on it, less manipulation things, you'll have to go back and forth and kind of readjust. So if you have somebody to help you out, give you a second pair of hands to hold it, be great. If not, you can totally do it by yourself. So generally we'll hold pretty good, keep it nice and center right there. And with this in position, I generally push it all the way to the front. You do have a star pattern to kind of adjust it, but I found with it all the way to the forward seems to be a pretty solid location. So at this point I'll slide it all the way into the tracks, go ahead and actually tighten these down nice and snug. And with the angle of this at a 90-degree angle and that at a 90-degree angle in the back, as you can see right where that bracket recess is for the cable, you see it lines up right there. So that's how you're going to locate your second bracket. You're going to have this be at a nice vertical angle, and then same thing, you want your other one straight in the back, and then that will be where that locates. So again, you can clamp this onto the cable before, and then just naturally where it lays, you can go ahead and sink one screw in there at this point too, if you're not comfortable. And then once you get it in there, just go ahead and give it a couple turns back side to side. You know, so we're getting pretty good solid full rotation. And I think I'm pretty happy with that. You know, I always suggest get out in the water first. Once you get the screws all put in and tightened down where you think it's at, you know, definitely get it out on the water first. You know, see if it's turning better one way or the other. If it is, you can just go back through and fine tune adjust things. You can adjust this front to back a little bit. So if you need to get a little bit of more pull one way or the other, you can actually adjust this base plate, which will allow you to actually adjust, fine tune the turning in the back. So again, I said it's probably gonna be the thing, it's gonna be the most difficult, or, you know, gonna take the most time to do, but once you get it dialed in, I think you're gonna be really happy.